Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy, the True Trucker. Hope you out there cashing checks and snapping necks, doing what you're doing. Um, I'm over here posting another video for you guys and girls. I had a comment for my first one. Thanks for the comment there. Asking for a little bit more detail on the Swift Academy and how it went and how home time and a couple things, documents that you need. So I'm gonna try my best to answer as much as possible. And if you have additional questions, just let me know. I'll do my best. So preparing for Swift training, I'm in the West Coast, so I went to the Idaho Lewiston one. And preparation for it is you got to make sure you have a couple things with you. You got to have your CDL permit. You got to have your social security card. So CDL permit, start with that. DMV, I use the app on my Android phone. It's DMV Genie. So that's DMV Genie. It really helps you, goes over all the questions for you. It gives you the answer if you don't know the answer. It even helps you with your endorsements if you want to get your endorsements. So highly recommend it. You can get the book. I used the app and it helped me out and I passed it with no problem. So it's up to you. Next thing, social security card, you're going to need that. Cannot be a laminated. It needs to be original one. So if you don't have one, go down to your social security office. Costs a couple bucks. They'll mail it to you. Boom, you're done. Birth certificate, they say bring it. I mean, I would bring it. I didn't have to use it, but still, obviously you need a driver license. Make sure you have that with you. I even got my driving record just to protect myself. Go to DMV, pay for one. Make sure your driving record is straight also. Outside of that, you're gonna need 8 contact people, so make sure you write those down. It's pretty much for the school. It's $4,000, right around that price. So if for some reason you don't pass, you still got to pay that money. So it's just like any other bill. They want to make sure they can contact you or contact somebody to make sure they get their money. Outside of that, you want to make sure you pack a couple clothes. Pack at least for like 14 days, I would say. You don't have to pack for the full 3 weeks. You can wash clothes. Where we was at, it was a laundromat in the hotel, but it was also a laundromat across the street because the one hotel only had one freaking thing, and you know how people leave their stuff in there. So make sure you pack some clothes. I had one suitcase full of clothes. I had another small suitcase full of food. Save you some money. Bring some food with you if you can. And then I have my backpack you're going to need that because you have paper. So water bottle, you're going to need some gloves. You're going to need a flashlight. Shoes, if you bring tennis shoes, obviously. Work boots. Don't bring anything nice. Bring something that you throw around because they're probably going to get messed up. So make sure you do that. Dress code was t-shirts. You could wear shorts towards the end if it gets really hot. If not, it's jeans. And just keep yourself looking nice, man. So that it shouldn't be a problem. So outside of that, when you're packing, they're going to put you in a bus. If you want to take the bus, you can. If you want to drive, they'll reimburse you back for it. I would recommend driving. I took the bus on the way there and then take it on the way back because it is that bad and it takes a long time. So they're going to give you a lot of documents to read up on. So that first week you get there, when you get there, it's going to be pretty much, you get there the night before. You're going to see probably some other class members. But it's early. If you don't wake up at 3 or 4 o'clock right now, it takes some time to get used to that. So get your sleeping pattern down. So go to sleep 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. They pick you up around 4:30, and you get to school at 5, and you're going from 5 a.m. till 4 p.m. And it's nonstop. Your first few days in class, you about 3 days in classroom, drug test, paperwork, reviewing all your documents. Oh yeah, you got to make sure you have your medical card with you. If you don't have that, get this. And then once again, I know it varies by state. So some places they do that when you get there. Some states you do this before you get there, and it just helps. So medical card, go get that. Make sure that you are, your drug test and everything. And you're going to take another drug test. So if you smoke, just stop smoking for a while. This is the thing about trucking, guys. Smoking, and drinking, you might as well just exit out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for a while. I mean, drinking, obviously, if you may be off home time or you're hanging out, yeah. But outside of that, you need to just pretty much think that you're not going to be doing it for a while. Turn AC on, man. It's hot up in here. So outside of that, you get there. first couple of days is going to be that drug test. Pre-trip, they're going to start that first thing. That's going to be your first pretty much test. Pre-trip, you're going to learn it, man. You don't have to be a mechanic, but you have to have the ability to study and work hard. I didn't know anything about trucks. I didn't know, I'm not a mechanic. I knew how to take something and learn. I refused to fail. That was my big motto for when I was there, was that I refused to fail. So I worked really hard to make sure I was getting it done every single day. So take your time, study with your classmates, do the assignments that they give you, and learn. When you're at the hotel, when you get out of school, study for another few hours, and then go to bed and get some rest. So you're gonna do that. You're doing pre-trip pretty much for the first couple days. Then you're doing straight line back. They take you outside. Once you get all the drug tests, all the paperwork done, they get everything done, you start learning your pre-trip. It's right in the truck. Then let's do some straight backs. And straight backs is just knowing how the tractor pulls and stuff like that. There's less is more. So it's not like a car. You don't jerk the wheel around. You do it really slow, and the trailer is going to move. They learn how to steer to the danger. So if your trailer is coming in your left mirror, you're going to steer that way. If a trailer comes in your right mirror, you're going to steer that way to keep the truck. But you don't have to do it hard. You do it very, very, very slow, and it gets easier over time. Then you'll do 90 alley dock backings, which is really focused around driving your tandems, looking out the window and knowing where your tandems are going. And then after that, offsetting, which is kind of like a little parallel where you move positions of the trailer from one spot to another spot. Once you get that, they take out shifting. Shifting is going to be a little hard the first time unless you have driven trucks before. You're going to grind, and you're going to grind some more, and then you may even stall. But it's okay. It takes time to get the double clutch down. They use 10 speeds, and we was driving Volvo, so I don't know if that's at all schools, but it's supposed to be a little easier, for the trucks. Driving, and you're not shifting, you're driving around just a terminal, so you're not in traffic, so it's not like boom, let's go on the road. Into the week 2, when you're wrapping up your driving and shifting, you're going to go into week 3, which then you're going to get on the road, and that's where it gets a little crazier, because now you're around people, you're hitting curves. Well, you're not hitting curves, that's the goal, is not to hit a curve. A couple automatic fails is speeding and hitting a curve. That's like auto fail. Stalling is not, as long as you don't stall like it is, but it's not, as long as you don't stall and your truck start to roll back and stuff like that. As long as you have control. But don't hit the curve and don't speed. Keep the truck, go below. I think Swift has 5 miles below the speed limit, and that's really the point you want to be at. Auto fails for the freaking skills is breaking what they call the box. So it's when you back up beyond where the cones are. So it's pretty much like you're running into a building. That's pretty much the main one. I mean, you have points that you can do, like hit a couple cones to get in, but you got to get the truck in the parts you need to do. And then for skills, not for skills, for your pre-trip, it's what they have, an in cab and outer cab. Your in cab consists of all your things in your truck. So your biggest one is just going to be your brakes, knowing how your ABS system works and your brakes and things like that. You don't want to miss out on that, because that can become an auto fail also. But once again, man, if you pay attention, learn, you'll get it. Take your time, go there with the mindset that I'm here to get my freaking CDLs. I'm here to get my CDLs. You do get home time right after your Swift school is done, so that's a good thing. But the way they test you at the academy, for each skill, so each week you pretty much got a test. If not right after your first week, you got your pre-trip test, you got your backing skill test, and then the last week you got your driving. If you can pass the academy test, then more than likely you should be able to pass the actual state test. As long as you can do it in a reason around like 0, if not 100% score, or like a couple points off, then you're good. The examiner is just pretty much there to see what you have learned. It's not, the instructors do more of the learning than the actual examiner does. Like, they just want to make sure you can do it. And that's how you got to think of it. Most people start panicking, like, oh my God, I'm going to take my state test. The hardest thing is actually school. The state test is kind of like the easier. You are going to stress, but you got to be able to relax yourself and say, hey, I'm just here. I'm just another day. Once you're done with that and you get everything straight, then you're good to go. You do have to pay cash for your state test. I brought more cash. I brought like for two, because if you fail it for some reason, you fail it, you can retake it, but it is more money. You just lost your money, so you pay again. And like for Oregon, you can take it again. You take the test on Friday. If you fail it, you can then pay again and take it on Monday. Some other states, they give you 2 tries. Some states give you, the same thing as Oregon. But make sure you have the money on you. Bring a couple dollars with you. You don't have to go crazy. Some people say $300-$400. You need about $100-$200 with you, cash, for that way you can be able to buy a couple things as needed. Let's see what else. Once again, home time. You come home, like I'm home now. I came back, got my cut, man. I needed it. 3 weeks of not having a haircut was crazy. I'm gonna have to learn how to cut my hair, because I don't know if I can go 3 to 4 weeks on the road without a haircut. So it gets pretty brutal. But you come home for a week. I know some people actually pushed it and they graduated on Friday and then they went to orientation on Tuesday. I don't know if that works everywhere. They really had to push it. I took my home time. I'm a married man. I have kids, so I miss my family. I came home, spent the week with my family, which was great, especially if this is new to you and this is your first time being away for a long period of time. From what I'm told, I go orientation this coming week. I go out my mentor, plan 4 to 5, 6 weeks, and then they give you an option if you want to go home for, I think, 4 to 5 days, and then you go back on the road. I don't know yet what I'm gonna do when I upgrade. I'll take care of that when I get there. But once again, it's so many options in this company. That's why I picked Swift. They have, over the road, they have regional driving, they have dedicated, they have local driving. That's why I picked Swift, because it does give you options. I didn't pick them because of the more money. I'm not driven that way. I'm driven to be successful. I'm looking for a career. I got my CDLs, which means I have a trade now. I can take this and go as far as I want, but I wanted a company that I can go as far as I want. And that's why I picked Swift, and it's a big company. So if you're looking into Swift, so far, so good for me. It's been great. I feel like the training has been good. My recruiter has been really good to me, really informative, keeping me up to date. I know they say, oh, recruiter's going to tell you everything. Yeah, they get paid to get you to sign up for school. But at the same time, they want to get you the information. You take it for what it is. You ask them a lot of questions, and then you find it out as you go along. You should already have your expectations set for yourself before you even go into this career, knowing that, hey, this is going to be it. They are going to try to help you. They can tell you certain things, but not everything is always going to go the way that you want. Make sure you have those conversations. But the Swift Academy I went to, it was great. Focus, come in there dedicated, and study. Study. Do not take this for granted. It is not something that they're going to just give you your CDLs or you're just going to walk your way through this class. They will keep you there. There was multiple people that was there in their 4th week. Some people was even there for their 5th week. And I mean, that means that they failed their test or their academy test. And I mean, at that point, you do want to quit because you like, man. And the one person I talked to, 2 people that was there in that 4th week, they said it. I didn't take the first week for granted. I didn't take my pre-trip I thought it was just easy. I knew it, and they failed twice, and they kept them back a week. And that's really hard to call your wife and say, hey, I was joking, and now I got to stay at school an extra week. And that means you'd be there for 4 weeks instead of 3 weeks, especially if this is new, so it's already hard. So don't make it hard on yourself. Give it 110%. Come prepared, ready to work, and it'll all work out as long as you keep your mind right. So this is your boy, True Trucker here. I'm enjoying my last couple of days. Today is Saturday, so it's my weekend with my family. I'm gonna enjoy this, man. I start my orientation next Tuesday. I will always keep videos posted to keep y'all updated on there. They sent me a list of stuff that I need to bring, and they'll give it to you. It's basic, sleeping bag. It's gonna be hard. I gotta pack light. I'm a heavy packer, so I have to figure out how to pack everything into a duffel bag to fit on the truck. So it's gonna be interesting for 3 to 4 weeks. I mean, you got 50 hours of driving by yourself, and then from what I told you, got 200 hours of driving with your team, with your mentor. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I'm gonna keep on doing what I'm doing. To everybody, make sure that you love what you do what you love, and you never give up, guys and girls. So if you need any questions, subscribe to me. I'll keep y'all guys posted. This is my journey. Talk to you later.